Hello there guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 5 video on my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through the winter/dry season of Series 7 in Horizon 5, giving you all the tips and tricks to get as many points in this season and to unlock all the rewards along the way, whilst also working towards this week's seasonal reward. So there are 53 points available in this season. I'm going to be taking you through each of the challenges and championships, stunts, etc. within this week's festival playlist, giving you tips, cars and other general tips to help you get them completed and hopefully getting as many of the 53 points available. Also for 20 points we have the brand new to Forza Horizon 5 Ferrari 512 Testarossa. I believe this was in Horizon 4, however it is now in Horizon 5 for 20 points. Not available in the auto show, so I recommend still unlocking it, because then even if you don't want to keep it, in a few weeks once the price has gone up you'll be able to sell it in the auction hopefully. Also for 40 points we have another rare exclusive car, the MG3. I believe this was introduced in Series 4, Series 5 maybe Series 3. So the price of this car before this week was around 10 million, I think. Unfortunately mine didn't sell, but you know, that's just the way it goes. So this car is returning again, cannot be bought in the auto show, so I'd recommend getting another one of these if you want to add to your collection. Very cool car. And also you can work towards the series prizes. So I still haven't unlocked the Ferrari SF90 purely because I only got 27 points last season. I just didn't have enough time to complete the festival playlist, unfortunately. However, for 80 points, if you haven't unlocked it yet, the Ferrari SF90 is a brand new to Forza Horizon and Forza Horizon 5 for that respect, Ferrari car. And also for 160 points you'll be able to work towards that. The Ferrari 599 GTO is returning from Series 2, I think. So that is another rare car. So lots of rare cars to get your hands on this week. Also, if you own the car pass, you'll be able to get your hands on the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. So that is in the car pass. If you own that, you'll be able to redeem it from a house or festival site. So that goes with the the Tundra and the Forerunner that we already have in the game. So now we've got the full set of 3. In addition, I do also need to say a quick shout out to Cole Palm. He won the 250 subscriber competition a month or 2 ago. And his reward was a shout out in each of the videos. I have mentioned that for 300 subscribers I'll work on something a bit more adventurous for the prize, but I won't get into too much detail of that in this video, otherwise it will become too long. So without any further ado, let's get into this week's Forzathon related challenges, starting with this week's #Forzathon weekly challenge, Mexican Supercar. So as many of you know, as many of you will know, this month is kind of in the theme of the Cinco de Mayo festival, which took place, I think it was last week, in Mexico. So that is the whole theme around this. So the theme of this Mexican Supercar Forzathon is relating to Mexico, so they're trying to keep it Mexican themed. And you may have noticed some of the Cinco de Mayo kind of decorations around the map as well, so that is really cool to see. So the first chapter of this Mexican Supercar Forzathon is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, so you know, it's Echeverria production, and it wants you to own and drive the 2017 Vool 05RR. So as the name suggests, this is a Mexican supercar. You can see it in the picture there. It's actually more of a track car if you ask me, but it is very cool. It borrows its engine from a Focus RS, I think, so it sounds really nice as well. So this can be bought from the auto show. However, it is also in this week's Forzathon shop for 100 Forzathon points. So if you don't own it, you can also get it here for 100 Forzathon points. So once you've got in your Vool, I would recommend popping a tune on it, because it always makes it more fun and easy. I've created a tune for you which is maxed out in S2 with the Ariel Atom V8 engine. So this is shared under my Gamertag Shylo 2017 if you want to download it. You don't have to apply a tune, but it will make it a lot more easy and fun for you to complete. So chapter 2 is called Road and Racing, and essentially it wants you to win any road racing event in your Vuel 05RR. So basically pick any circuit or sprint off the map that is from the road racing category, so not street racing. I'd highly recommend avoiding blueprints because for me they're a bit hit and miss. If you want to get it completed, just pick a sprint. So for example, I use the Reservoir sprint that is located in the Horizon Festival Mexico site kind of area. You could also use the Horizon Mexico circuit, so circuit or sprint, it does not matter. All you need to do is make sure you win. If you're having trouble against the driver tabs, you can always turn the difficulty down because it doesn't matter for Forzathon related events. However, do make sure that you turn it back up after this chapter so that you don't forget to turn it back up for the seasonal championships later. Okay then, so chapter 3 is called Light and Fast, and it wants you to maintain 170 miles an hour or 273.6 kilometers an hour for 15 seconds. So essentially, I would say the easiest way to do this is go to the highway, start at this end or the other end, and just make sure you're above 170 miles an hour. With my tune, you can do well over 220 miles an hour, so it should be no problem with my tune. Even stock, you'll be able to do this, it'll just be a bit more difficult. Go all the way along the highway, and hopefully 15 seconds will pop up at some point along the highway for you if you maintain 170 miles an hour or above. So once you've done that chapter, you'll be able to move on to the final chapter of this week's Forzathon, which is called Like a Feather, and this wants you to earn 3 stars on any danger sign. So it's completely up to you which danger sign you want to use. Personally, I use the one that's on the run strip by the main stage festival here, so you can start around where I am, go along here, and there's a danger sign right at the end here. I just got my map filtered to seasonal events, that's why it's not appearing. If you can't see any danger signs on your map and you're fairly new to the game, this might be due to you not having the Horizon Rush Festival unlocked. So if that is the case, you'll need to go into your Horizon Adventure, get enough accolade points to unlock the Horizon Rush Festival. Okay, so that is the weekly Forzathon completed. For that you'll get 5 points towards the festival playlist, and you'll also get 80 Forzathon points or 160 Forzathon points if you won La Casa Soliguera House, which comes free with VIP. For the daily challenges, I'm not going to go into detail on any of them. They pop up once every day at 3:30pm GMT, and they last for 7 days each. So the majority of them will last into next season. So do not rush completing these because you've got 7 days to do them. If you're having any trouble with any of them, if they're not working, you're a bit confused as to what they mean, let me know in the comments and I shall be more than happy to help out. You've already seen a bit of the Forzathon shop before, but just as a recap, the Lamborghini Veneno from 2013 is in here for 700 Forzathon points. I bought this car just because it's like, I think it's like 3, 4, 5 maybe million in the auto show, so I just thought I had a bit of Forzathon points to spare because I've been saving them up recently, so quite a good investment if you ask me. The air guitar and more, if you want to waste any points on that, feel free. Same for the suit, if you want to waste any points, feel free. And if you want the Vuel for the Forzathon, 100 Forzathon points is what you'll need for that one. Okay then, so now we move on to the seasonal events, starting with the trial, which is called Carrera de Resistencia. I know I butchered the pronunciation of that, I apologise once again, but some of these names I just cannot pronounce. Anyway, so this will get you 10 points towards the festival playlist, so it's a really good option to get as many points as you can, because you only need to do 2 or 3 races depending on how many you win. So there are 3 races within the trial. You are racing on a team of up to 6, depending on if you're in a convoy or with randoms, will be how many randoms there are going to be. So a team of up to 6 versus a team of 6 driver tars, and you are working as a team, so you're not racing the other people on your team, you're racing the driver tars, so people get confused with that. So don't ram your teammates because you're not trying to beat them, you're trying to beat the driver tars as a team. So if you're ahead, it might be helpful to try and slow the driver tars down, ram them off, just so your teammates can catch up. If you win the first 2 races, you won't have to do the third, so simply 2 or 3 races, depending on how many you win. If the driver tars win 2 of the races, you then pretty much can't win, so you'll have to do it again. I will warn you that the 3rd race in this is the Goliath, so I'd highly recommend trying to get in a convoy to make sure you get the first 2 races won, and then you will not have to do the Goliath. It'll also get you a Mexican race suit, and it requires S1 retro supercars, and this week it is road racing. Okay then, so I've got two cars for you this week for the trial. The first of which is the Ferrari 360 CS from 2003. So I've tuned this up from A class up into S1 class using the 5.2 litre V10 from, is it the Hurricane or the R8, one of the two. So it's got nearly 900 horsepower, over 800 newton meters of torque. I put weight reduction on it so it weighs less than 1.3 tonnes. It's also got pretty good handling, semi-slick tyres and the rear wing. However, you do experience a bit of understeer due to the all-wheel drive and how much power it's got in it, so I would recommend taking it easy around long corners because it can be a bit understeery, especially when you press the throttle quite a lot. This tune can be found under my Gamertag Shylo 2017 and it's probably the one I'm going to be using. However, if you want to have an interesting time, shall we say, we've got the 2005 Ford GT, which is one of the OP options. However, this tune isn't really an OP one because it was used for the speed zone a couple of weeks ago. So it's got 950 horsepower from the racing V12 from the Ferrari F40C, 666 newton meters of torque, full weight reduction. I think it's on semi-slick tyres, rear wheel drive, so yeah, interesting. Doesn't turn, but if you want to have an interesting time, then feel free. They are the two cars that I have for you for the trial this week. Okay then, so we have two event labs this week. We'll be starting off with the one by the Choked Bonsai, I presume that's how you pronounce his name, and this is called the Sierra Annual River Run. I'm not going to read that whole description because it's quite long, but this will get you 3 points and a Mercedes CLK GTR Forza Edition. You might already have this car, but if not, I'd highly recommend it because you'll probably need it for the speed zone later on, so I'd recommend doing this one first. So you need anything from unlimited off-road, and it's any class, so unlimited off-road from D to S2 class, well, X class actually, although I don't think you can get one of the unlimited off-road vehicles in X class, can you? It'd be a bit strange if you could, but you know, just saying. So anything from unlimited off-road, so I'll go to my favourites. I've got a couple favourited for you today. The first of which is the 2016 Jeep Trailcat. This is a fan favourite of mine. I've loved it since Horizon 4 and I actually used it in Horizon 3, but work this out, I played Horizon 4 before I played Horizon 3. So this is my tune for it in A class. It's mainly made for cross-country racing, but it is absolutely suited to dirt racing as well, and these event laps. So it's got 900 horsepower, so it's very, very fast, and it's just really, really fun to drive. 75,000 credits in the auto show. Tune can be found under my Gamertag. And then we also have the RJ Anderson Polaris Rockstar Energy Truck thingamajig. So this has a 900 horsepower again, just 5 more horsepower. It's got a bit more torque, but it's also a bit lighter as well, so it's a bit faster. You've also got my wonderful USA livery. This is one of my most downloaded liveries in the game, so if you want to add to that and support me a bit, then feel free to download it. I'd very much appreciate it. However, this one is 500,000 from the auto show, so with the tune about 600,000, so if you've got that money to spend, then that's up to you. Both of these are really good options for cross-country dirt and this event lab. Okay then, so the second event lab this week is by Newina, and they present Coaster. So all of the sudden you have a gearbox full of neutrals. I think that's meant to say all of a sudden you have a gearbox full of neutrals. Not really sure what this is referring to. Maybe it's kind of a Hot Wheels kind of track, but it sounds pretty cool. You'll get 3 points from this and a falling car horn. So maybe there's a bit of falling off the roller coaster, I guess. So for this one you just need any car from any class, so pick what you think. I probably go for something with quite a raised suspension, not too much power, all-wheel drive, stuff like that. Plenty of grip, especially if you're going to be doing like a roller coaster kind of thing. You don't really want to be using a rear-wheel drive McLaren P1 like NAR12 Nick did in his maps video yesterday. Yeah, just a little tip for you there. So any car that you want to take for that one. Okay then, so we only have 2 PR stunts this week, probably because we have 2 event labs. So the first one is called Heights of Moulege Danger Sign. This will get you a super wheel spin and 2 points towards the special playlist. For this one you'll need a C-Class hot hatch, and it's this one here, so just below the main festival and just below Moulege. So you need 140 metres for the seasonal objective, so that's just more than 2 stars. I would recommend coming from the festival, coming down this road, cutting around here, kind of coming across the highway and up there. That's probably what I'm going to try and do. So I'll head over to my garage now and show you which vehicles that I have for you to offer. So if we go to favourites again, this favourites thing makes it a lot easier, I'm not going to lie. I don't really care if I get disconnected, sod it. So the car I've got for you this week is the 2016 Vauxhall Corsa VXR. I've managed to squeeze nearly 300 horsepower out of it with drag tyres. That's pretty much all I did to it. 28,000 from the auto show. Tune is shared under my gamertag. Okay then, so I'm really not going to show you how this is going to go. I'm just going to go full send with my police VXR. I think I have actually seen a police Vauxhall Corsa in the UK that's actually the VXR upgraded version, because, you know, the police like to be nice and fancy so they can catch the criminals, you know. But yeah, Vauxhall Corsa, Peugeot 308, they're the most popular cars that they use for the police in the UK, really. Ford Transit, obviously, but that's not really a car. Yeah, Vauxhall Corsa and the Peugeot 308 are very, very popular, if you're wondering what they use to catch criminals in the UK. And then they use the BMW 3 Series for the traffic cops unit. Right, let's see if we can get enough distance here. I'm not very confident, I'm not going to lie. Did we have enough? We did! We needed 140 metres, we got 150 metres. That actually went okay. So if you take my run up, my tune and my car, you're actually going to do alright apparently. So for once, that actually worked. Okay then, so the second PR stunt of this week is the Speed Zone, and it's called Atlantis to Tula. It will get you another super wheel spin and 2 points towards the festival playlist. This time though, you'll need an S2 class Mercedes-Benz, so not Mercedes AMG. It can have AMG in the name, but it can't be categorised under Mercedes AMG like the GTR, the GT4, etc. So it's this one here, so you've got quite a long corner and then you have to take that slower than you actually think you need to, which is why for this one you're probably going to want grip over speed really, because then you can carry more of the speed. So you need 175 miles an hour, which is quite a lot more than 3 stars actually. And referring back to the Mercedes CLK GTR from the EventLab before, that is the car I'm going to be using for this one, completely stock because it's the top of S2 class. With the Forza edition tune on it, so that is the car I'm going to be using. Completely EventLab to get it first, and then we'll give it a go. Okay, so here we go then. Exactly 1000 horsepower, exactly 800 newton meters of torque, one massive wang, and just a very shiny paint job. So I'm hoping this is going to work. I have to say this is very fast, but it's also very incredibly twitchy to drive. Can it get round here? Crikey, this thing handled well. Bloody hell. I didn't realise it handled that well. For once, the wing actually does something in a Forza game. We're going to have to go back and give that another go because let's just say I wasn't quite expecting that. This car is actually better than I thought it was. Right, are we facing the right way? No, obviously not. Why would it let us face the right way? It's Forza, I forgot about that. You just have to be careful with the rear-wheel drive launch. Once you get up to speed, it's a grip monster. It's like it's a Mercedes CCGT or a Mercedes IDR from Forza Horizon 4. I've just realised we need 175 miles an hour, so I'm not going to include any more clips in this video. I have failed another PR stunt on camera and I'm now just embarrassed. I'm going to go and do it off camera. Okay then, so I can confirm that that is possible. I got 179 miles an hour. I can also confirm that this car's just insane. You can take that corner flat at 200 miles an hour, which is just ridiculous. Anyway, moving on to this week's seasonal championships. There's 2 of them this week. The first one is called Off-Road Tour. It is dirt racing and you'll need B-Class Unlimited Buggies. This will get you 5 points towards the festival playlist and also an Illumicraft C10. So once again, dirt racing for this one. You would have thought it'd be cross-country, but no, dirt racing they say. Okay then, so it's another case of take what you win with Shylo Gaming, because the car I'm using for this is the 2015 Illumicraft Class 10 race car, which is the car you win. So yeah, we're playing that game again. However, it's only 300,000 in the auto show, so complete the championship and you get another one for free. So my tune, 230 horsepower, weighs a ton. It's not really the fastest, but you can't really get it much faster, so it is what it is. It's easy to drive. And do also note as well, for the championships, they need to be on at least highly skilled driver tires or above in your settings. So highly skilled, and then there's expert, pro, unbeatable, so any of them above or equal to highly skilled, nothing below basically. The other seasonal championship then is called Weather Perfect. It will get you a 2019 Hennessy Velociraptor and also 5 points towards the festival playlist. This one is cross country and you'll need a C-Class pickup or 4x4. Now I have to say, I just love my car for this one. Since I ever created this tune and found it to be so OP, I just loved it, and I've used it in every C-Class event that I possibly could since. And the car, well, I say car, the TRD machine is the 1979 Toyota FJ40, a fan favourite from Horizon 3. It's now back in Horizon 5 after not being present in Horizon 4. My tune has 330 horsepower. Now in C-Class you might be asking, how have you managed that whilst also fitting weight reduction, Shylo? Well, that is the thing, because it doesn't turn. It's on stock tyres with 330 horsepower, 500 newton meters of torque, yeah, and also incredibly long gears. However, it works, and that's not just coming from me, because Robert said after the event when I created it that we ran together one of the season championships a few months ago, he said after testing it in Rivals it was just so good that he had to use it again. So feedback suggests that this tune is just the meta. So if you want to download it, Gamertag Shylo 2017 and give it a pop on some cross country. Okay then, so another case of auto-complete for me, the Horizon Tour Co-op Championships. I didn't have to do it because it already completed it like it did in, the other week. So thank you Forza, thank you for saving me 20 minutes. Basically, to do this you either need to click on it in the festival playlist or go to the festival where you'll see the Horizon Tour logo near the festival main stage. Then all you need to do is enter Horizon Tour. In this update they added like 200 new combinations from Horizon Tour, including S2, so you'll probably get something quite fun and quite different. All you need to do is complete each of the races in that Horizon Tour, and that is essentially it. I don't believe that you have to win overall, you just have to complete it. Obviously you're racing against the driver tires, so you're more than guaranteed to win because they are set to 2 difficulty, which means that basically they're nearly impossible not to beat. So yeah, that is the Horizon Tour. Moving on then, we have the treasure hunt on top of the world, and this is where I bring out my inner Google Translate. So the treasure clue for this one is anything can break the stone door with a 3-star rating. This will get you 3 points and 100 Forzathon points. That's actually the only Forzathon points you need to get the fuel for the Forzathon, so if you want to do this first and then get your fuel for the Forzathon, do feel free. It's something that I suggest. Bargains with Shylo Gaming. So summoning my inner Google Translate for this one, stone door translates to Puerta Pretreya in Spanish, apparently. So anything, basically it's saying anything can break the Puerta Pretreya with a 3-star rating. Now you might be thinking, Shylo, but what's Puerta Pretreya? I've butchered that, haven't I? I butchered the pronunciation again. Well, I shall show you. If you go onto your map, you filter to Trailblazers, and then you go all the way up here. You'll see Puerta Pretreya Trailblazer here, and you can see that it finishes near the Eliminator. Essentially, you just need to get 3 stars in any vehicle. That's why it says anything can beat the 3-star objective. So if you want to be safe, use the Hoonigan RS200. I've already got a tune shared for the Hoonigan RS200. Get 3 stars. It's pretty much impossible not to get 3 stars because I got that PB in a C-Class vehicle. So just saying. And once you've done that, it will pop up saying treasure clue complete. You'll be able to then view a little clue as to where the chest is located, and you'll get the radius on your map. I'm going to go and do that now, and then I'll show you exactly where the chest is located. So if you don't want to see that, pause it until you've found it, or skip about 30 seconds so that you don't get spoilt. Okay then, so by checking the festival playlist, we've got a little clue here as to where the chest is located, just to give you a little clue if you wanted to find it by yourself. Essentially, all you need to do is fast travel or drive up onto the top of the volcano here, just about where I am. Then you're going to want to drive over here. Never mind, I'm wrong. Give me a second and I'll take you to the actual location. That wasn't planned, I'm just saying. Okay then, so after that kind of little hiccup, come up the next road, and just by this kind of set of buildings, by this telegraph pole, you'll see this is kind of where the shot in the festival playlist is taken, because you can see the fence there. Smash through here and you'll have yourself the treasure hunt completed and 100 Forzathon points added to your bank. If you check the Forzathon shop, you actually get 200 Forzathon points if you own the La Casa Soliguera house, just like you do with the weekly Forzathons. So that's just a bonus for me. Okay then, so stay where you are. Do not drive off the volcano, because for the photo challenge, #reaching stars, you'll need to photograph any hypercar at the Gran Telescopio. That should say at the, not and the, because yeah, doesn't make sense, does it? So this will get you the To The Moon Forza Link rewards and 2 points towards the festival playlist. Most of you will probably recognise where this is, especially given that there's snow on the top of the volcano, you know, just saying. So essentially you're going to want to head over to the volcano, so I'm going to drive there now just to show you where it is. Okay then, so heading over to this location on the volcano, just over at the very top of the volcano on the map kind of view, you'll see the telescope behind you here. The hypercar that I've chosen is the new SF90. I would have called it a supercar, but apparently it's a hypercar according to the game. Then you're going to simply want to open photo mode and make sure you get both your hypercar and the telescope within the picture, just like so. So if we zoom in a bit, go down like that, click A, it contains a hypercar, it contains the telescope, or the Gran Telescopio, and that is the photo challenge completed for this week. Okay then, so Horizon Open Challenge, only Ford requires you to win any Horizon Open racing event in a Ford. So essentially you're going to want to head over to your pause, go across to online, into Horizon Open, and either click on Open Racing or Custom Racing. Make sure it's Road Racing and pick one where you know you've got a Ford tune. So it could be A-Class Road where you've got a Ford Focus tune, for example. It could be S1 Dirt where you've got a Ford RS200 tuned. Anything where you can use a Ford and you need to win an event, essentially. That is essentially what it is asking for you to do. I presume it means you just need to win one race, or whether you need to win like a whole set of races. If it is that, bit difficult, I'm not going to lie, especially when you're on your own, but hopefully you just have to win one race. This will get you a Hoonigan Escort and 2 points towards the festival playlist for your efforts. If you're struggling with this one, I'd probably just leave it unless you're going for the 100% mark. And finally, for this week's festival playlist, we come back to the monthly rivals, as we do every week, at the Player Azul circuit in the SF90, coincidentally, the car that I'm currently sat in by the volcano. So all you need to do is either enter here or via the Rivals tab in the Online tab in the pause menu. And all you need to do, it'll automatically take you to the circuit and put you in the correct car, so you do not need to select anything. Then you just need to race against your rival. You don't have to beat your rival. If you want to crawl around at 50 miles an hour the whole time, feel free to do so, if it means that you get a clean lap. Basically, a clean lap is where it's just the time. If your time is like a exclamation mark within a box next to it, that means it's dirty. So essentially, to avoid getting a dirty lap, all you need to do is not miss checkpoints, not use rewind, and not hit walls. Basically, if it says time lap flagged for blah de blah, that means that you need to go around again. You don't have to beat your rival. Once you've got a clean lap, just quit and it'll have it completed. It'll also add the 4 points on to the summer, autumn and spring season. As you can see here, I'm starting on them points. Apparently it's only 1 point, usually it's 4. Okay, fair enough, Forza, fair enough. Okay then, so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. We're getting so close to 300 subscribers now. We're only about 20 off, so if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd massively help out, and I'd really appreciate it. I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate your support. I literally just do this to help people, and the feedback that I get is just phenomenal, so thank you so much. It really does mean a lot, and it motivates me to create more content for you guys, because you're just amazing people. So hope you enjoy getting the new Ferrari, the MG, working towards the Ferraris in the series, and also don't forget, if you've got car pass, the Tacoma truck in the car pass as well. So I'll hopefully make a video on one of the new cars this week if I get time, although I do know I will be a bit busy, so don't guarantee it. But again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Cole Palm's channel if you want to see some really cool like world record rival runs. He's really talented, and I shall see you when I see you. So thank you so much for watching. See you then. Bye.